What is up, guys? We're back finally after all this week to play some more Tiny Bunny, and I just discovered that the intro screen or the main menu has been added to with Allison and then the owl outside the window, and I was kind of surprised when I saw that. I wasn't ready for that to happen. So let us continue the story. I'm having a fucking ball with this game. This is probably one of the best games I've ever played. Uh, Barburn's photo was printed out and placed under the glass like an exhibit piece. Okay, I'm just double checking. I clicked off the screen. I was afraid it was going to move through this without me clicking on anything. There's two of them gone. He's dead. Oh, that was the end of the episode too. Oh, I feel so bad. On end, the wolf's gray fur will stand. I can't believe I stopped just before the end of chapter 2. I feel bad. He's the one who hated Baburin. You think he did it? I've heard he's a weirdo. The warm farewells Romka and Vyasha shouted at the back of fleeing Simeon echoed inside my head.
Горло тебе перережу,
I'll cut your
слышишь?
throat, you hear me?
Свинья!
Porky! Was Romka serious about his threat? Would he chase his former friend deep into the forest and then what? Kill him? Just like that? No, that can't be right. I hurriedly rubbed my glasses. The glasses. Simeon was clutching them in his fist when trying to escape the barrage of kicks and slaps from his friends. Former friends, by now. And in just a couple hours, these lost items was laying on the ledge of my window. It was hard to imagine that Shama suddenly got guilty conscious and returned my glasses in such a strange way. I was shocked, but kept walking towards the classroom, accompanied by nasty whispers all around me. The photo still stood before my eyes. Simeon had gone missing. Simeon is gone. His fat fingers will never get to my throat. His signet ring once smashed into my chin. He'll never humiliate me again. Wasn't that what I wished for? Well, on the other hand, did I really wish Simeon to become a murky stain on the notice board? He was still someone's son or grandson, and he went through the same struggles as me. He did. He did. I don't give a shit. Did I really wish for my unseen companion to dispatch him in such a brutal fashion? I didn't know the answer. Or I was just too scared of it. Nonetheless, the school still had something nice about it. Polina, the girl with the violin, was like a mountain spring, like well water that you gulp down, pressing your lips against the zinc outer ring of a bottle and can't ever get enough. What if I made her one of the characters in my story I'll draw? The protagonist will save her from terrifying monsters. As soon as I thought of monsters, a bunch of classmates slid down the rails, smirking like the xenomorph from Alien. That's a good reference. I immediately felt larva of fear writhe in my stomach. I didn't want to cross paths with Ronka and Biasha after what had happened yesterday, especially since Simeon suddenly went missing. Where are you walking to, Curly? Where'd you go? I entered the classroom and went towards the last row. All the chatter suddenly died down as I walked there in complete silence. It felt like my classmates pushed and poked me with their stares. They carefully observed my every move. I stared at my desk with a huge pile of library textbooks on top. My fists clench. Oh my god. I felt like I was the one who disappeared in the snowy forest, and my desk was finally used for something worthwhile. Simeon's empty chair stood in front of me. The chair that once belonged to Vova was gathering dust somewhere in another classroom. An old cheap slide projector. I called this model a tank because it looked like one. There was a time when I had a lot of cool fairy tales that we used to watch with my dad in complete darkness. I remember a little raccoon and one who sits in the pond. Kimply Mowgli? Kimply's Mowgli, and many others. I was immediately swept away by the memory of the projector's hum, of its hot casing, of the bright rays hitting the wall, turning it into a screen. It was a pity that the school slides were mostly about minerals and PSAs. Damn PSAs. Alright, what else can I look at? I know there's this, there's... Are those cigarettes? Yo, the kids are smoking. Every boy my age knew something like this in his arsenal. Powdered firecrackers that blew up with a loud sound. Why do you have firecrackers in school, kid? Especially inside the archways. It is said that they're produced in China, and a single one of them can blow your finger off if you light it up and clutch it in your hand. Why would you do that? That's a terrible idea. Especially the black Corsairs. Corsair? I guess Corsair? Type. They won't be enough to blow up plastic soldiers, but when it came to stuff more of plaster, they should work. I look at the portraits of classical writers. My eye stopped on Essenin's photo. Don't know which one that is. Last year I was tasked with learning any poem, and my dad suggested I learn the one about the dog Jim, written by Essenin. I remember all of the stanzas by now, but the last one was somehow deeply ingrained in my memory. I'm sure she'll come here in my absence. Please catch her eye. Kiss her hand for me. For all my real and fancied errors, asked forgiveness of her inhumanity. Taking words and fucking jarbling them up into random places. Moving my microphone, I apologize. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. After a moment of hesitation, I sat down in Barbarin's desk, the place where I was supposed to be assigned by Lilia Pavlovna at first. The chatter resumed as if someone just unpaused a movie.
Бабушка Бабурина
And
такой
Grandma made
кипиш
such a
устроила,
fuss
когда
when
он
he
домой
didn't
не
return
явился.
home. Why would you tell me this, bitch?
Сначала в школу
First she
побежала,
ran to the
потом
school, then
ментов
called the
вызвала.
cops.
Да-да-да.
Yes, yes, yes. Katina snuck a cunning glance at me, then leaned into her neighbor and whispered something. Girls from the second row also leaned in. She was sharing something with them too, whispers, nods. I kept catching her stare on myself. Her neighbor stared too. The whole class was watching me. She's a bitch. It was like they felt the need to watch me because they were searching for traces of blood on my fingers. I wanted to defend myself and shout, "Guys, listen, I'm innocent." Rumka gave me a heavy, worried look. He was probably as stunned by Simeon's disappearance as anybody else. But then he directed his stare straight at my face. It felt like he was about to point a finger at me and shout at the top of his lungs, "Everyone look. Barbarin snatched his glasses yesterday, and now he has them back. Murderer!" But he remained silent, as if there was nothing special at all about my glasses. I may be going mad, but I think Romka knows something. He knows something, but won't tell me what. But it was also possible he didn't care at all, just like everyone else. I need a drink of water. H2O. Good shit. Good shit. Then Romka shifted his eyebrows in suspicion and stared at Karina, as if informing her that he didn't believe a word she said. I wanted to believe that Romka would take my side. Vyasha, who sat sprawling in his chair with his chin pressed against the table. Do I see him doing this? Oh, he's over there. Too. but they were silent. A terrifying thought flashed in my mind. Those two could easily betray me, push me off the cliff, just like they did with Simeon. As if looking for protection, I clenched the ruler until my hand hurt.
Не надо быть Коломбо, чтобы догадаться.
You don't have to be Columbo to solve this. Columbo? Is it supposed to be Columbus? American crime... Oh, Columbo. I forgot about Columbo. American crime drama television series starring Peter Falk as Columbo, a homicide detective in Los Angeles Police Department. LAPD!
Кто на Бабурина
Who held a
зубами?
grudge against Baburin?
Кто его вчера
Who
ударил?
hit him yesterday,
Издевался,
bullied him, and
а
then...
после-
The metal ruler fell from my weak fingers. It hit the floor with a jingle, and that made the other kid shudder. Kind of bit her tongue and squirmed nervously. Chairs scraped against the floor. My classmates moving away from me, closer to the exit, towards the teacher's desk. Oh no! I'm being framed for murder! I was not the only one to catch wind of that change. Romka and Biasha looked around and winced in contempt. It was good that they were clearly on my side.
Да прикуси ты!
Shut it!
Бабурин, небось, бабкой
I
посрал
bet Volka
и
just
дымил.
got a whipping from his old hag and ran off.
Скоро найдется.
They'll find him soon.
Найдется.
They'll
Ага.
find him, alright.
Во враге,
In a
со
ravine
вспоротым
with his
брюхом.
stomach cut open. He's a wench. Wench! I gulped. I imagine Shoma on the snowy blanket, his face white like a fish belly, split down the middle by a crevice of his mouth. Snowflakes falling on his glassy eyes and filling up his throat. See? I could almost hear him condescendingly, in a condescending tone. It's all your fault. Of course, Simeon did me a favor by disappearing. Thanks to him, my classmates now stared at me in awe. But that was only one side of the coin. What I'll have to repay that favor. What if I'll have to repay that favor soon. Door creaked. Paulina entered the room. The classroom. I straightened up in a hurry so she wouldn't see me looking like a scared critter. Fuck. Paulina found me with her eyes, gave me a short nod, and went to her seat. Kind of rushed to her neighbor again, like a lab rat that saw a treat, and started whispering, switching her gaze between me and Paulina. Message on a piece of paper started jumping around the classroom. Kids are assholes, man. The ringer's trill announced the start of the class.
Так, заканчиваем бардак.
Alright,
Дети,
stop messing
встаньте.
around. Class, stand up.
Петров, тебя это
You
тоже
too,
касается.
Botrov. Went to her desk and followed by a police officer in a uniform. No! The police are here! It was the man that visited us just recently, tall. His stare so sharp you could get cut on it. Hello,
Здрасте.
kids.
Здравствуйте!
Hi! We sound super excited to see the cops.
Садитесь.
You can sit down, kids.
Познакомьтесь.
This
Это
is Senior
старший
Lieutenant
лейтенант Константин
Kostante-
Владимирович Тихонов.
Valmir, I'm not.
Он задаст вам несколько
He's going to
вопросов
ask
и
you a
проведет
couple of
небольшую лекцию
questions
по
and give you a small
безопасности.
PSA.
Лучше лекция от
The class
милиционера, чем
livened
урок
up.
от
Talking to
милиционера.
a police officer was way better than studying. I, on the other hand, was ready to sit through hundreds of hours of Russian literature just to escape the lieutenant's oppressive stare. As he's looking straight the fuck at me. Look at that face. His brown eyes felt around the room looking for me. His hair stood on the back of my neck, and an icicle had lodged in my gut.
А правда,
Is
что
it true that
Бабурина
Barbron got
маньяк
killed by
убил?
a serial killer?
Екатерина, ну-ка,
Judge
цыц.
Ekaterina.
Вопросы здесь взрослые задают.
Let the adult ask questions here.
Просто нам всем страшно.
We're all scared. Stop looking at me, bitch!
Это бродит
Maybe the
где-то
killer is
рядом.
somewhere close. Maybe they're sitting
Или
among
сидит у
us.
нас за спиной.
I hate this bitch. This sly stare. She's flipping me off! Fuck you too! Her sly stare was directed at me. Takoma stepped in between the rows of the desk and started walking at an excruciating slow pace, brushing his fingers against the chairs as he passed by. Some of the students almost broke their necks following his movement. That's how a crowd of commoners would gleefully anticipate a public execution in the Middle Ages. He was just walking, getting closer and closer to me. I gritted my teeth to stop myself from screaming. Calm down. Breathe. You didn't kill or kidnap anyone. He already knew the answer to his question, but the policeman still asked in a stern voice.
Петров Антон?
Antov Protrov.
Да.
Petrov. Yes?
Встань, Петров.
Stand up, Petrov. My muscles turned to stone. I got up, unglued myself from the chair. I felt like I could hear all my joints creak in the process. I only wish that Polina wouldn't turn around and see the grimace of horror on my face. He doesn't look like he's showing too much. If only I could be somewhere far away in the forest, digging myself into a snow pile, rolling up in a ball there. The officer stared at me as if he was about to lock a pair of handcuffs on my wrist, wondering how cold these bracelets are to the touch. I imagine myself getting jailed and put into a juvie detention center, where tens of simians would constantly harass me.
Я ничего не знаю.
Don't know
Я тут ни
anything.
при чем.
I have nothing to do with this.
А тебя никто и не
Nobody's
обвиняет.
accusing you of anything.
Пока что.
For now. For now! Only then did I notice the file saying case number in his hand. It had a gray cover, made from a rough carton. It flopped on the desk like a guillotine blade that slid down on someone's neck. It was a measured motion. Tokonov opened the file, still studying me with his gaze. I caught a glimpse of the document and photos. They showed prints of snow and they looked like animal prints.
Ты с Семеном Бабуриным
Have you
общался?
talked to Simeon Baburin before?
Я знал его всего
I only
один
knew
день.
him for a day.
Все знают.
Everyone
Петров
knows
его
Potrov hated him.
ненавидел.
Shut your fucking mouth, bitch! I turned red. You ugly bitch. Hey! We're on the same page. I'm gonna sink my teeth into your face and chew off her cheeks. Wow, that's a bit much. Instead, I replied with the calmest voice I could muster.
Мы повздорили
We had a
вчера.
fight yesterday,
Но он первый
but
начал.
he started it,
Я его ударил.
so I hit him.
Сильно?
How hard did you hit him?
Да нет,
Not
так.
that hard, I mean... I waved my hand indecisively. And I looked at my fist as if he was surprised that I managed to hit a big kid from the photo. Surprisingly, Lillian came to my rescue.
Бабурин проблемный
Aurora
подросток.
is
Шило
a
кое-где.
troubled teen. A true pain in the rear.
Сам ко всем
anymore.
лез.
Always picking fights with the other kids. The officer replied with a meaningful nod and fished out of the notebook. Fished out a notebook out of the file. My dear fucking god, my English is impeccable. Impeccable.
Это твое?
Is this yours? Oh fuck. I averted my gaze. It was a math notebook with my name on it. My housemates devoured me greedily with their eyes. It felt like even the writers on the portraits squinted at me in suspicion.
Моё.
Yes.
В лесу
We
нашли.
found it in the woods.
Там
in
же
the forest.
тракторист, что снег
In
убирал
the
в
area where
последний раз,
the
видел
tractor
Бабурина.
driver who was plowing snow last saw Baburin. I started blinking in bewilderment. Rumka ransacked my school bag. This notebook probably just got lost somewhere in the bushes. The lieutenant knew about the school brawl, but was he also aware of the fight in the forest clearing? I had witnesses that could testify to Simeon, and I walked in different directions after that. I looked towards the boys hopefully. Rumka, who sat behind, put a finger to his lips. And when the officer quickly turned around, he pretended to pick his nose. I ciphered his signal. Boys like Roma would probably say something like, "Snitches get stitches in a situation like this." I frantically fixed my glasses. Wait, Simeon took them away yesterday, but now they're...
Так что ты делал вчера в
So
лесу,
what were
Антон?
you doing in the forest yesterday, Anton?
Я в школу через лес хожу.
I go to school through the forest.
Могла выпасть легко.
It could have easily fallen out of my bag. Easily, just like me producing this half-truth.
Будь осторожнее.
Be careful out there. Before I realized whether it was a genuine piece of advice or a veiled threat, the teacher
Класс.
said, "Class, the
А
officer
сейчас
will
лейтенант
now
расскажет
tell
о
you about
правилах,
some
которые
rules
вам
you should
необходимо
follow."
соблюдать.
Oh boy. So the killer does exist.
Пока мы ничего вам
We can't
сказать
make
не можем.
any of this public for now. Roman swayed in his chair and gave me a thumbs up. Atta boy, good job keeping your trap shut. I nodded, even though I didn't feel a shed of pride from his praise. After all, he was the one who threw my notebook and textbook in the snow. He was the one ordering Simeon, despite changing his allegiance later.
Но есть
Having a
преступник или
goddamn
нет,
stroke
вы
through
должны
the moment.
четко помнить о собственной безопасности.
I'm confused right now. Give me a moment. I need to check something. I'm going to make a quick check. Whether the crime really exists, the criminal exists or not, you should be mindful of your safety. That's a good note. Let me double check that the tweet actually went out for this. I didn't supply any of the normal shit. Why did my tweet get fucked up? I'm really sad. That would explain why nobody has heard anything about me starting. Give me one moment. I'm fixing my tweet. I was wondering why it was so damn quiet in here. Why it's just me. Just gonna Kapuya. Bam. Alright. Anyways. Anywho. Let us continue the story. You should be mindful of your
Вас
safety.
бережет милиция. Вас опекают родители и учителя. Но в первую очередь защищать себя должны вы сами.
The police, your parents, and your teachers all watch over you. But no one guards you better than you yourself.
Итак,
Alright?
Кто там
Any
что хотел
questions?
узнать?
That's the quickest PSA I've ever been given. A stockage of arms rose from their desks. They shouted over each other, swarming the policemen with questions. In an attempt to calm the chorus, he moved towards the blackboard. The gray file left lying in front of me. I stared at it, my breathing so ragged that it might have looked like someone who just ran a 100-meter sprint. Beads of sweat rolled down my back.
Ясно.
I looked around the classroom. My classmates were catching officers' every word. Only Rumko was saying something to Vyasha. Lillian Pavalion
Так.
was staring into the window, fighting back yawns.
Объявлять комендантский час причин пока нет. Слишком мало времени прошло с момента
As soon as I touched the I latched on me. My hand instinctively moved away as I stared. It actually hurt. The officer just kept staring at me without saying a word, making me squirm under the weight of this uncomfortable silence and the sneering look of my classmates. And then he suddenly continued speaking, as if nothing had happened.
исчезновения вашего одноклассника. Мы все уверены, что он найдется живым и здоровым.
I really want to open this.
Но сразу после уроков вы должны идти домой и отчитываться перед родителями.
What if I try again? I clenched my teeth with surprise, pushing myself back into my chair, blinking in bewilderment. The officer silently gathered the document and gave me a stern look.
Больно ты любопытный, Петров.
Well, aren't you a curious boy?
И еще раз.
Fuck! Let me say this again.
Если вы заметите
You
в
see anyone
поселке
suspicious in the
кого-то
village?
подозрительного,
By
неважно,
it
возле
near
школы
the
или
school
на
or in the
лесной
forest trail,
тропинке,
contact
сразу
police
сообщайте
immediately.
милиции. Телефон-то знаете?
You know our number, right? 02.
Спасибо, ребята.
Alright. Thanks for listening, boys and girls.
Спасибо,
staring at me.
Лилия Павловна.
Thank you, Lillian. Lilia.
И это,
We'll find your
одноклассника
classmate.
вашего.
Yeah, right. A thought flashed through my mind. Dig through enough ditches, and maybe you'll be able to piece him together like Legos. My thought turned evil for some reason. I couldn't control them. I tried to switch to the lieutenant's speech about suspicious individuals. What if I saw the killer before? What if I was a hair's breatheth away from them? Suspicious people, How suspicious was the fox girl, I was wandering in the dark? A weirdo that always appeared out of nowhere and then dissolved into the thin air with her riddles and rhymes. Could she really harm the hulking Simeon? Should I tell the officer about her? What if lives of other kids depend on this? Of the cute Xinyan? I don't know, and Vovas too? Wait, what if I get mocked for speaking out? What if they'll start whispering behind my back? Or what's even worse? Think I'm insane? Romka gave me a stern look over the shoulder. I know that someone like him would approve of cooperating with the police. Yeah, as B dangled nervously behind the delinquent sitting in front of me. My hands were glued to the desk.
До свидания, лейтенант.
I was saying goodbye to Lilia. I'm not saying her last name. I give up. He was about to leave. It'll be too late soon. Oh! Oh! Oh, this is a rough... Let me just add this to my saves real quick. I'm a man of justice. I do not care what people think of me. I will find out who killed them. I put my paws from the tabletop. I needed to warn him, at least for Oya's sake, to assure her safety in the house near the Squeaky Pines. Raise my hand. That is Dumbo. Excuse me. This was a terrible decision. Almost 24 heads turned my way. My teacher, the officer, Paulina, shoved her elbow into her friend's side. Sleepy Bjornsha stretched out his neck. Ronka frowned inquisitively,
Я
inquiringly.
слушаю.
I'm listening. I felt like I was being studied under a microscope.
Вчера утром по дороге в
Yesterday,
школу
when I
я
was
видел
walking to school in the morning, I
незнакомого
saw
человека.
an unfamiliar person. My classmates started whispering. And I frowned, a deep wrinkling adorning the space between his eyebrows.
Да откуда ему знать,
There's
чужак
no
это
way
или
he
кто-то
was
из
able to
местных?
tell if it was an outsider or a local.
Он же в поселке без году неделя.
Just moved into the village. Moved into our village. Fuck. English. The other kid smirked, Katya flashing an evil smile.
Спокойствие.
Calm down.
Антон, а
Can you
сможешь
describe them in
детально
more
описать?
detail, Anton? Then it dawned on me. I can do more than describe them. What I can do,
Я нарисовать могу.
I can draw them.
Я рисую
I know how
немного.
to draw, kind of. After spitting out this confession, I expected everyone to laugh, but that didn't happen. Even Katya stayed silent. Helena tilted her head and studied me with an intrigued look on her face. I was pleased by this wave of attention. It made me feel bolder, so I asked,
Нарисовать?
"Do you want me to?" Tokhanova, blah blah blah. Can't fucking pronounce these Russian names because I'm dumb. Slowly nodded.
Лиль Павловна, мы тут
Лилия.
проведем следственный
We'll conduct a
эксперимент.
bit of an experiment here, alright? Of
Пожалуйста,
course, of
пожалуйста.
course. I took out a pen, flattened out a sheet of paper. My classmate stared at me in anticipation. Helena smiled as if it was the best reward I could get for my
Ну
boldness.
что, Ван Гог,
Well, go on.
рисуй.
Van Gogh. Draw. Called me Van Gogh. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. I actually can straight up. I can go with every... That's what she is, but like... Oh my god, I can go anywhere with this. But this is it! This is the picture! This is the truth! How am I supposed to do anything else but truth? I'm doing the truth. I don't care. I'm just, curious. I just want to save this. That's it! That's the truth! She's a fox!
Вот,
Here.
пожалуйста.
She's wearing a mask. I hand it over to the officer.
Это что,
What is
лиса?
this, fox? Very
Смешно,
funny.
юморист. Прикажешь ее по
Should
лесу
we
с
send
собаками
a
ловить?
pack of hunting dogs on its trail? Fuck! I knew this was gonna happen, but I'm being truthful. I couldn't help
Все
it.
не так.
That's not it. Oh, Papa, maybe you also met with a...
Рашка тебе не
What the fuck is that? A cult character created by Eduard Espensky? That might be wrong. As one of the main characters of a book, Gino the Crocodile and his friends. He was later featured in a series of cartoons, some of which were produced in Japan. Hilarious, simply hilarious. Oh, fuck you. I was burned with a stake of shame.
Все ясно. Что
Case
тут
closed,
еще?
I guess.
Ну,
Well,
занимайтесь.
I'll be going. Fuck, he left. They will all rue the day when they find out the truth.
Придурочный.
Nut job. Fuck. I hate you. I hope you die, bitch. I didn't move. Just stared into space. And passed by without looking my way. Felina left after him. My classmates went silently at the same time, as if someone muted the sound on a TV. They followed me with their eyes the whole time that I was passing between the rows. Judgmental looks. I felt like I was in a scope of many sniper rifles. God, that is the worst. I've been there. I squeezed through the barricade made of desk, looking for Polina. But instead stumbled into my new buddies. Ronka and Yashka were waiting for me at the notice board.
Я в тебе не ошибся,
I was right
Тошик.
about you, Toshik.
Пацан,
Atta
не
boy, you didn't
спалил,
rat
как
us
мы чуть было
out.
свинью не забили.
You know us roughing up Porky.
Это повело бы милицию
should-
по ложному следу.
This wouldn't given the police a false lead.
Наверное.
I think.
А вы точно не имеете
Are
отношения
you
к
sure you
исчезновению
have nothing to do with
Семена?
Simeon's disappearance?
Мы-то
No.
нет, а вот ты.
But what about you? I need some water. All this reading is making me parch.
Помнишь, как срулил
Remember
от
how
нас в
you
потемках?
bailed out on us in the darkness?
Ага,
Yeah,
так и
I
говорю.
was like,
Очкарик, дверь.
Four Eyes is a beast.
Тебя жирного нагонит и
We'll
кокнет.
catch up with the fatso and end him, eh?
Базаришь.
What he said.
Однако мы тебе верим. А
But
ты
we
нам?
believe you. Works both ways, right? Ronka's stern look made me uncomfortable, so I nodded.
Вот ты славно.
Good to hear. Rumka lowered his voice and looked around the corridor in suspicion. The other kids were stealing glances at us, whispering.
Что ж,
So,
Сёма пропал, это
Shyama
правда.
is missing. That is a fact. That's a fact.
Как и факт, что
Not
не
just
просто
missing,
пропал,
but most likely
скорее
already
всего, уже
dead.
сдох.
Biasha shuddered.
А ты почем знаешь?
Do you know that?
Так
Because
мы за это уже
we already
терли.
talked
Здесь
about
такие
this.
случаи
It's
не
not the
впервые.
first time this has happened.
Думаешь, Сенечка,
Think of
Вова этот и Сёма в Нарнию попали?
Vova, Shyama went to Narnia? Oh.
Посидят
there's a
в лесу
third?
с карамелькой
There's a
за
third
щекой и
person I
назад
don't know about?
пришлепают.
And they returned from the forest after hanging out there, sucking on some candy. And they'll return from the...
Ясно же, кто их
It's
к себе
clear
прибрал.
who got them.
Неужели черный?
Can it be the black?
Маничела!
The serial killer!
Бля, буду пацаны.
Sure as fuck.
Все местные
It's the local
Чикатило.
Chikatilo, eh? What is Chikatilo? Soviet serial killer and cannibal. He has sexually assaulted and killed at least 43 people, mostly women and children. Wow, that's terrible. That is actually awful. That is disgusting. He was later deemed legally sane and sentenced to death by a firing squad. That's awful. That is terrible.
Вычислить бы еще, кто
If only
он
we
такой.
could find out who he is.
Ну,
Well,
если этот
that's
убийца
killer.
Бабурина завалил,
Oft.
он и по нашу
Oft
душу явится,
Babura.
отвечаю.
He'll come for us too.
Что же делать?
What do you mean? Wait, what do we do now? Fuck, I can't read.
Вместе держаться,
Stay
вот
together.
что.
That's what.
Втроем мы, как
The three of
Вольтрон.
us are like Voltron. I know Voltron. I just want to double check. The anime series of 5 teenagers that pilot robot lions that fuse together into a single mega robot to protect the universe from the forces of evil. This is. I know of Voltron. Who's messaging me right now? I'm getting messages. My boy Zuby Boy just sent me a message in the middle of streaming, bro. I'm at work. Maybe during lunch. Yeah. Alright.
Это... В Вольтроне их
There were
5
5 of them in Voltron, eh?
Ну, считай,
Well,
мы покалеченный
We're an
Вольтрон.
injured Voltron, then. we lost our legs. Or arms. He looked at me with an adult gaze and nodded. His eyes were full of worry and sadness.
Ладно,
Whatever.
раз Сёма
Since
больше нет,
Shoma is no longer
Айда
with
с нами.
us, let's go.
дело одно есть.
We have
Постоишь
jobs to
для
do.
вида,
You'll keep
покараулишь.
watching.
Тебя,
Watch for
кажется,
us.
уже боятся
Everybody
все.
seems to be scared shitless of you. Scared shitless of me? Well, I still couldn't wrap all that around my head. Their attitude softened me up, and I agreed on the spot. What are we doing? I followed Ronka and Yasha to the twilight corridor of the school, savoring my newfound brazenness. We walked pompously, like heroes of some criminal drama. As if the three of us had access to some knowledge hidden from everybody else. I'm not sure I would have gone with them if they told me what the goal of our campaign was. We hid in the darkness near the school gym, and my companions started rubbing their knuckles watching boys leave the dressing room. Finally, Yasha pointed at somebody inside the crowd.
Вон этот лох!
Here's that sucker! Oh god, we're bullying. I smiled dangerously and proclaimed in a low voice,
Стой на стреме,
Keep watch.
и если кто из
See a
ученик
teacher?
объявится, дай
let us
знать.
know.
Гляди в 4 глаза.
Watch will all 4 eyes, eh?
Давай, давай,
I stood in a
ты
corner
нам должен.
filled with conflicting feelings and thoughts.
Ничего я не
In a
Ты что, не
cul-de-sac,
понял?
behind me, Ronko was having a back and forth with some 5th grader.
Может, тебя на
The
счетчик
boy was
поставить, а?
protesting
У шлепок
on the verge
майонеза.
of tears, but Ronka stood his ground, spewing countless obscurities at him, with Byasha occasionally adding a couple of words of his own. Would Dad praise me for involving myself with this?
Все, вали давай.
Alright, now scram! My new friends came out of the cul-de-sac. A light bulb illuminated the camera in Ronka's hands.
Ого,
Wow,
полароид.
a Polaroid!
Ой.
Is it yours? Rumba shook the black electric marble with the retractable flash. Disinterested.
Теперь мой.
It is now! No.
Мне тут один должник
There was this
торчал
guy
за
who
свой
owed
гнилой
me
базар.
a bike for talking shit.
Но, говорит,
Turns
нет
out
у
he
него
didn't have one.
велосипеда.
I don't know, okay.
Вот и
So he
расплатился
paid me with
фотиком.
the cam.
А мне он,
And
честно
I have
говоря,
to,
в хер
I
не
have to
впился.
jack shit use. I have jack shit use for it. I felt bad for that boy, but all of the negative thoughts disappeared when I looked at the treasured camera. I could clearly imagine how happy Oya would be with this Polaroid. I imagine myself taking pictures of my sister, dad, and mom. The faces of my family would gradually appear on the hard paper, as if emerging from the dissolving mist. I take a picture of Polina too. That way, I'd be able to get her photo for myself. It's kind of creepy. I'd keep it my desk. It's supposed to be in my desk probably. Under lock and key.
Раз он тебе не нужен,
If
можешь
you
мне
don't
его
need it,
отдать?
can I get it? Roma measured me with a sharp glare, turning into the Romka I'd met yesterday. Color's leader of a carnivorous pack.
Ты извини,
Sorry, bro, but I
братан,
don't throw
но
away
я
things
вещами
like that.
просто так не
Fair enough.
разбрасываюсь.
Fair enough. It was a curiosity question. I had to ask.
Могу в ломбард
I can
загнать,
drop it
ну
at a
или
pawn
разыграть
shop or
во что-нибудь.
bet it on some game. For some reason, as soon as he mentioned a game, I remembered Alyssa. Looked at the Polaroid.
Ну давай я с тобой на него сыграем.
Well, let's
Только во
play
что?
for it then. Do you have a game in mind? He actually snickered into his fists.
Чаром.
Yo,
Снимем с
Romka,
нарколантовки
shall we
последние
make
штаны.
Tasha lose his shirt?
Я тебе что, пидор с
Do I
пацанов
look
штаны
like someone
снимать?
who'd strip another dude to you? Romka stared at me from above.
На что играть собрался?
What do you have to bet?
У тебя хоть бабки
Do you even
есть?
have cash?
Во-во!
That's right.
Свети
What's in your
карманы
pockets,
топать.
Tashik? I slowly turned to my pockets and my pants inside and out, and waiting to hope of salvaging at least some change from my lunch money. Something rustled in my pocket. I fished out the Mercedes-Benz insert I got thanks to Alyssa. I guess I shoved it there without thinking when I flew out of my school bag with all the
А на
notebooks.
вкладыше играете?
Will you play for this insert? His eyes almost popped out of his sockets as soon as I brought the card picture closer. Roma didn't move
Хочешь,
muscle.
чтобы я целый фотик за какой-то там
Want to
фантик
bet
отдал?
a whole cam for some insert?
Это the...
That's
Да жвачки это рубль цена,
the
в
gum is
Полароиде
worth
кассета
one
еще целая.
ruble, and the Polaroid has a fresh cartridge inside.
Да это да!
Look, that's.
Ой, у меня таких
I have a
вкладышей
shit ton of
жопой
inserts
жуй,
like
на
that.
кой мне
Why would I
еще?
want
Мерседес-Бенц!
Mercedes-Benz?
И вот она вы не
the one we're
хватало,
still missing,
Роберт!
Romka?
Фу, блин.
Roma spit on the ground and slapped Masha in the back of the head.
Ну ты и трепло.
Why can't you keep your mouth shut?
Теперь он за него цену
Now
до
he'll jack
небес
up the
взвинтит.
price. Gotcha, bitch. Just like I suspected, the automobile was a valuable addition for every Turbo Cum collector.
Ага, значит,
Ага.
появился интерес?
So this caught your eye after all.
Так во что будем играть?
What are we gonna play?
Подкидного!
Siege Duroc?
В ножички?
What to peg? What? What are these games? In the blink of an eye, a greasy deck of all likely marked cards appeared in Byosha's hand, and Rongo masterfully swung his butterfly knife in front of my nose. I had no desire to play by their rules.
А давайте в камень
Play rock,
ножницы.
paper, scissors. Now that's a game for me!
О, а
Oh,
ты
I
у нас
see you're a
любишь
gambler.
рисковать. Ну что, мой
Alright,
полароид
my
против твоего
Polaroid
Мерса?
against your Mercedes.
По рукам.
Deal. Alright, we're gonna save this for another time, because I feel like there is a way to win this. I'm probably gonna lose it. Scissors. Fuck! Nice
Красавчик!
one. Because I never stood a chance, eh? And Leah left. Notice. I held out the insert to the boy. Anyways.
Чё, Тошик, приуныл?
Why so dead?
Ладно,
Fine.
давай
Since we're
как другу
friends,
дам
I'll give you a
шанс
chance to get it
отыграться.
back.
Играем, скажем,
Let's play
до
best
3
of 5.
побед.
Alright.
Ну ты, Рома,
You're so generous, dude. My friends let out how you like laugh, but Romka lifted his fist, serious look in his eyes. He was rearing to go on. Scissors again. He'll never. Fuck! There's no way he does rock again.
Как два пальца.
Easy peasy. Fuck! I'm gonna have to come back and try to win that at some point. It's gonna be so hard that the kids around, walking through the corridor gave us a weird look. I was completely defeated.
Финика ля комедия, Дофик.
Give it that A. My only proof of Lissa's existence traveled to Rumka through Yasha's hand.
А вот и вишенка моей
Gracious and
коллекции
defeat.
подоспела.
Fuck! Here it is, the jewel of my collection.
Спасибо, Антош.
Thanks, Tasha.
Было приятно иметь с
It
тобой
was a
дело.
pleasure dealing with you. Fuck! I lost it. Damn it. I had a feeling I'd lose that. It had been 7 days since the lieutenant visited our class. First glance, everything was still the same. The forest still held out its gnarly claws towards the village, and the wind whipped up white flags weaving from the powdery snow every so often. Oh, that's just a message from work. When my parents argued in the other room, I would turn up the TV volume to silence their muffled voices and sit close to Oya. Boba and Simeon's pictures were still 2 black spots on the notice board, and the round-faced Sinya hasn't returned home too. But something did change. I could see how different the looks of my classmates were. They made my pockets bulge with gifted apples. Their animosities was gone. School wasn't scary anymore. But most importantly, a shadow slid across my desk, leaving behind a mysterious note. I glanced in the space between the rows, but the messenger was already nowhere to be found. Who sent this note? What could this carefully ripped out and neatly folded piece of paper be hiding from me? More threats or humiliations? Or... I took the piece of paper and clearly inhaled the wafting aroma. Blueberries. I'll be waiting for you at the cul-de-sac near the dressing room. Come alone. Who smelled like blueberries? Was it Allison? Or Alyssa, I mean? Inside was a message in beautiful. I'll be waiting. Okay, it's okay. No, it's not. It's fuck. What's her name? The chick that my character loves. Drunk on the sudden call, I immediately started to walk, looking over my shoulder from time to time, making sure nobody was following me. I didn't even notice how I almost broke into a run and jumped around the corner. As soon as I did, I rammed into somebody inside the dark nook.
Ой!
It's Maria! Ow! Like a magic bird, a green notebook glided to my feet. Elena puffed her chest in exaggerated anger.
Петров!
Benjamin,
Да ты совсем
you
зрение
completely
потерял.
lost your sight. Have you lost your sight completely? Have you completely lost your sight? Would have been the same sentence. I fixed my glasses. My nearsightedness wasn't that embarrassing anymore. I bent down and picked up the notebook.
Прости, я так
Sorry, I
торопился.
was in a
Ты
rush.
меня
Were
ждала?
you waiting
Что
for me?
случилось?
Did something happen? Anya studied me with her eyes and clicked her tongue.
А знаешь, на что ты
Do you know
похожа,
what
Антоша?
you look like, Antasha? What?
На блюзовую
Like blues
импровизацию.
improv. I blinked in bewilderment.
Это как?
What do you mean? I'm confused too. I want to know.
Для меня все люди с
I
чем-то
always associate
ассоциируются.
people I know with something.
И для меня.
And
Но
do
не с
that.
музыкой же.
I do that too, but why music?
Вот как раз с музыкой.
It can't be anything other than music.
Bывают люди,
Some people are like
гитарные
guitar
соло.
solos, some are
Или барабанный
drums.
бой.
People
Или
like
военный
are
марш,
Lilia,
как наша
are
Лилия
war
Павловна.
marches.
А ты такой
And you, so thoughtful, so mysterious,
таинственный.
sometimes
Иногда
even
немного
a bit
печальный.
sad.
Ты точно
You're
блюз.
definitely blues.
А почему
And what about
импровизация?
the improv part?
А это когда слушатель не
It's when the
догадывается,
listener
куда
has no
свернет
idea where
мелодия,
the melody
какой
will
темп
go,
возьмет.
what tempo it will adopt. Of course, some of the things Polina said went completely over my head. But I couldn't stop looking at her smile. Light like a breeze in May, her eyes deep in blue.
Чтобы распознать в тебе музыку,
One needs
нужен опыт
to have
и
experienced and
вкус.
taste to recognize the music in you.
Это не какая-то там эстрада.
You're not some music.
Я, наверное,
I
вообще не
don't
знаю,
think
что
I
такое
even
этот
know
блюз.
what blues is. Polina gasped and frowned, which made her look even more beautiful. Oh God.
Не произноси при мне такие слова.
Don't say something like
Я
that
тебе
to my
обязательно
face.
дам
I'll make
кассету.
sure you get to give you a cassette. All right, I'm getting free shit. All right, that's cool.
Раньше мне дедушка из города
Grandpa used to
столько
bring me
музыки
so
привозил.
much music from the city,
Jazz,
jazz,
swing,
swing, and
классику.
classical too. Jazz and swing are pretty good. Not much for classical.
Это он подметил, что у
He
меня
was the
склад
one
ума,
to
как у
notice my
музыканта.
musical mindset.
Я еще совсем
When I was still
маленький
very
пыталась
little,
на
I
бумаге
tried
записать звуки
recording
природы.
the sounds of
Пение дождя,
nature on paper, the
леса.
song of rain and the forests.
Эх, мне бы твои уши.
I wish I had ears like yours.
А мне бы твои
And
глаза.
I'd love to have your eyes. Give me your eyes. I tensed up, worried that she was making fun of me, but Polina shook her head.
Да-да, я
No, no, no,
серьезно.
I'm serious.
У тебя
You have
глаза
eyes of an
художника.
artist.
Смотришь на
You're
вещи
so
и
good at
фиксируешь.
picturing
Я так
things.
не
I can't do
умею.
that. That bitch passed us with a trademark frosty glare. We dove into a shadow, trying to escape it.
Теперь понимаешь,
You
почему мы
understand
тут
why we are
прячемся?
hiding here, right?
Вот
It's
из-за
people like
таких,
her,
как она.
that wench.
А Катька какая
And what kind of
мелодия.
melody is Katya? Mia flashed me a sly smile.
Скрип несмазанных
The
дверных
squeaking
петель.
sound of unoiled door hinges. Yes! I agree.
Знаешь, такой
You know,
мерзкий дискант.
that nasty descant? Descant? Descant. Fuck. I don't know. I giggled, covering my mouth. Kaya didn't hear our whispering, but she suddenly glared over her shoulder, clearly annoyed. A moment later, she sighed and went on her way. She's a bitch. I don't like her. I remember the notebook I was still clutching in my hand. I turned it in my hands. Instead of a subject name, the front side of the name of the owner, and 2 words. Friends only.
Любопытной Варваре кое-что
Curiosity killed the
оторвали.
cat, you know.
Прости,
I'm
это
sorry.
анкета?
Is this a questionnaire?
Заполнял когда-нибудь?
Have you ever filed one? Filled one? Fuck! I can't read.
М,
I lied
Mhm.
that I had. In reality, girl classmates from my previous school had never asked me to fill their questionnaires. It was quite upsetting. I mean, it was a girl hobby. You just ask a set of standard questions about your favorite actors and colors, but entrust someone with such a notebook was the sign of friendship. And maybe of something even more, something I only have a vague idea about.
Хочешь, заполни мои.
You can fill in mine if you want. Oh no, we're flirting! Oh dear God. Where's my horror? My heartbeat quickened. I'm sorry, I'm fixing something behind my
Хочу.
desk.
Спасибо.
I do, thank you.
The fuck is happening behind my desk? What the fuck is you?
Oh shit, there's stuff happening under my desk. Give me a moment. I have a poster board that is supposed to protect my wall from my feet. And it is, deciding to fight back. I do. Well, you give it a go.
А хотя,
Actually,
там же
there's so
столько
many secrets
секретов.
there.
Наверное, лучше тебе не знать, о чем мы,
You
девочки,
better off
думаем.
not knowing what we girls think. Reached for the notebook, playing with me. I tossed my findings into my free hand, and tried to intercept my move. Her hair briefly touched my face, tickling my nose. Fuck! Alright, we're re-entering the dating sim thing. I sensed an aroma that immediately filled my whole world. Fragrant, alluring, lively. If only I could picture it, steal it for myself. Dear God. Felt dizzy, but I gathered myself and spoke in a voice reminiscent of the Lieutenant Tokhanova. Blah, blah, blah. I clearly can't
Ваша
read those names.
анкета является
Your
важнейшей
questionnaire is an
уликой, и я
important piece of
вынужден временно
evidence, so
изъять ее для
I'm afraid that I
изучения.
have to confiscate it for further examination. I covered her mouth with a face that rounded in fake horror.
И что мне грозит
And
за
what are
закрытие?
the implications of concealing evidence?
Следствие покажет.
We'll decide that in the course of our investigation.
Сдаюсь, товарищ
Oh God,
милиционер.
foreplay! We are having foreplay! This is terrible! Surrounded. I surrender, Mr. Policeman.
Только
I
обещайте
promise
ничего
you
не
won't
читать.
read. You just promise you won't read anything.
Здесь содержится
It's full of sensitive
секретные
information.
сведения.
Боюсь,
Fuck
что
me.
мне все-таки придется
I'm afraid I'll have to
выяснить, не
investigate
влюблен
whether
ли кто в
someone is in
гражданина
love
Петрова.
with Mr. Potroff. You burst out laughing and pressed yourself against my chest. Showering me with the aroma of her hair and her milky skin that looked almost transparent, with tiny threads of veins running under it. Damn, she pale. Her whisper was hot like a piece of butter sizzling on a pan.
Тогда
My God.
поклянитесь,
Then
что
swear
не
you will keep
станете
this information
разглашать
private.
информации.
Честная милицейская.
I swear on my police badge. God
А
damn
теперь,
foreplay.
Антоша, самое
And now we
время
need to hurry,
поторопиться.
Antasha. My fucking God. My fucking God. I took the notebook during class. Oh, I took out the notebook during class. With utmost care, as if some sort of fragile treasure. Skimming through it, reading into other people's preferences. I was quite surprised to discover Romka's jerky handwriting inside. His letters bulged out of the cells, as if embarrassed by their shapelessness. Fearsome Rogue found time for something so silly. I chuckled at into my fist as... Why do people chuckle into their fist in this? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of people doing this and laughing. I've heard of this, like covering your mouth, but I've never heard of the fist. After I find out that everyone's favorite cartoon is not even Darkwing Duck, but DuckTales. Hey, DuckTales is pretty banger, my guy. Somewhere in the distance, a teacher was reciting a piece of Androv's Snapper. I paid them no mind. This page was decorated with flowers. Decorated with flower drawings and clips from the Cool Girl magazine. Her favorite musician was Schubert. I don't know. Her best friend was her grandma. Her hobby is not violin like I expected, but a much more mysterious listening. Can such a mundane process really be someone's hobby? I looked at Polina over the hands of other students. Or the heads of other students. Hands. Fuck. She was focused on taking notes. I flipped to the page until I found a blank one. Armed myself with a pen. Antov Potrov. Class CB. 6B. Fuck. Don Potrov. CB. Or 6B. Fuck. I keep the fuck. Took a long time to decide my favorite musician, until the trendy pop band Carman came to mind with a cool dancer in their music video. I gotta read this. A Soviet and Russian techno pop band most popular from the late 80s to the early 90s. Founded by Bogdan Totemir and Sergei Lemka. Was mostly remembered for a unique dance performance and the writing a musical theme for the Captain Pronin cartoon. Alright. More I know. Carman. Favorite holidays? That was an easy one. New Year's. My hobby is drawing. My dream? Going to Disneyland, I guess. My hero. My head moved on its own, writing D. I stopped on the two letters. What if those who read this after me will find my answer laughable and stupid? After thinking a bit, I decided that not everything should be disclosed on paper. So how Dad turned into Spider-Man. Your biggest fear, huh? I immediately wrote, losing a person who is dear to me. Your phone number. Number. Phone number. I need to give my phone number. No secret here. 3-03-95. Favorite cartoon? Transformers. Solid choice. Your best friend. I hesitated, gnawing on the pen cap. I remembered Alyssa, gliding behind the trees, laughing enthusiastically from the shadows. I hadn't seen her in a week, and it even made me worried. After all, she was the one who stopped the colossus of a monster that was wandering the forest in the night, tearing me to bits. I mentioned a masked girl to Romka and Biasha before, but they just gave me weird looks. Wonder what she was up to now, right now. Your best friend. I read the question out loud. It was easy, but at the same time, very important. My answer consisted of 3 letters. I filled them in the cells with care. You. That's adorable. You, I repeated when running out of the class. Refreshing, frosty air made my cheeks turn beet red. It was bright outside, and the sun looked like a whole egg yolk. Alright. The road looked as if it was silvered, snow sparkling under the sunlight. I smiled, squinting from the blinding whiteness. There was also something magical in my chest that beckoned me, because friendship can grow into something bigger.
Досить улыбиться.
What's with the happy face, Tasha? God damn it. I swallowed my smile and turned red.
Да так.
I just
Анекдот
remembered a
вспомнил.
joke. Biasha was shuffling his feet in the middle of the yard, his boots restless on the ice.
Ну, делись тогда на.
Share it with me, eh? I rummaged through my memory and blurted out a random joke I'd heard today in the cafeteria.
Кощей вышел на крыльцо,
I was
почесать
chewing
себе
gum
сундук,
across the
зайца,
road.
утку и
It was
яйцо.
stuck to the chicken's foot. Okay.
Ясно, Петросян.
I see a stand-up comedian known for the king of humorous remarks and dad jokes. God damn.
Ну, идем на.
Let's go, eh? He walked towards the school corner without waiting for me. Hesitated,
А куда?
tagging along. Where are we going?
Идем на.
You'll see, eh? Why does he say eh?
Мы теперь в одной связке и
We need,
действуем заодно.
we're now one pack, so we move together.
Помощь твоя нужна в
we need-
кое-каком дельце.
You'll need to help us with some small business. Oh, good. I felt a chill run up my body. I didn't like the sound of that small business. Those words, accompanied by spitting, normally hid very dark deeds underneath them. Strangers that used to call our old apartment used to say, "Get your old man, we have some small business to discuss." Biasha turned around. He looked like an astronaut in this tight hood. If I were imagining him as a sound, he'd be deafening whistles, a signal given by someone who stands watch. My knees started shaking as soon as I thought of that. I was about to be dragged into something shady. That was a pretty intense scene. Images flashed before my eyes. Tokhanov strict gaze as he shut the prison cell door on me, my father hitting the bars in anger, Mom and Oya crying nearby. To my demise, there was nobody at the backyard. Apart from a grim-faced Romka. He stood there, his feet wide apart, with his right hand hidden behind his back. He must have been hiding his knife, a steel butterfly of death that flies towards a person's heartbeat. Those dry lips were tightly pursed. He kept shooting glances at me as I looked around. What's going on? It was as if Romka read and announced my thoughts.
Что происходит?
What's going on?
Ничего,
I'll be right
проветриваемся
back.
на.
Be right back, please. I'm so sorry, stream. Family called. I had to answer that. I apologize. I'll try to cut that out of the video later. Nothing much. We're out for a walk, eh? Byosha's voice sounded nasty, snarky.
Проветривайся в
Walk some
другом
other way.
месте.
А мне и здесь нормально.
We
Да,
like it here,
куколка?
right, baby? Why you call me baby? Baby? Is he talking to me? I was so bewildered, I wasn't able to squeeze out a single sound in reply. I just watched the bizarre scene playing out in front of me by my new problematic friends.
Видишь? Ты ее
Look, you
напугал.
scared her.
А тебе какая забота, говнюк? Вали,
What,
пока
what do you
цел
care,
на.
shithead? Fuck off while you still can, eh? I was trying to discuss... Wait, I was trying to what was being said? Did Byasha really call Romka a shithead? Is he out of his mind?
Пацаны,
Guys! I ignored my weak protest and stepped towards Romka, swinging at him in a weird, comical manner.
Ха!
I'm gonna block the punch with his free hand, keeping his right hand behind his back. Even actors in Indian films that my mom loves fight more convincingly. Yosha started weeping even though I hadn't seen Romka hit him. Ow, 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 it hurts. I have a concussion now. What is happening? I kicked him in the knee and Bjorn fell to the ground, sighing and moaning. Sounds like Peter Griffin over there. I stared at the approaching Romka without blinking. His elbow was twitching and his hand crawled from behind his back. I grew roots into the asphalt. A blade was shown in front of me. Here it comes! Romka yanked his hand from behind his back. My teeth chattered from fear. A bouquet of snowdrops. Why does he have flowers? What the hell is happening? That appeared out of nowhere in the freezing weather, swaying in front of my face. What's this? Flowers?
Позволь проводить тебя.
Let me escort you.
А то,
You
сама
know
знаешь,
there are all
шастают тут
sorts of
всякие
creep
маньяки.
snooping around here.
Ну а чё она?
What's wrong with an
Бедному
innocent
маньяку и
creeps
посасать
doing
нельзя.
a bit of snooping around, eh?
Эх, хреновый из тебя маньяк,
Make a
Бяшка.
shitty
Даже
make a
тока не
shitty
повелся.
creep, Yasha. Even Toha here was not faced.
А она нас в 2 счета
She
раскусит.
definitely sees through our act. Words finally returned to me.
Она?
She?
Кто она?
Who is
Что тут
she? What is
творится?
going on here? Roma snorted, blowing snowflakes off of the
А,
flowers.
маленькая репетиция,
A
братан.
small rehearsal, bro.
Хотели на твою реакцию
Wanted to see your
посмотреть.
reaction. He stood up, brushed himself off.
Да Ромыч в тёлку
Romka, here's a head over heel for a chick.
Вон откуда-то цветы
Even
нарвал.
dug up these flowers from somewhere, eh?
Пасть заткни!
Shut your trap!
Я так,
I'm
планирую
planning. I'm
подкатить
just
слегка.
planning a little pickup.
разыграть представление.
Like staging a
то она
performance for her. She's so
неприступная,
damn
мать её
unapproachable,
за
you see.
Типа гуляет
She'll
девочка
be just
себе,
walking out
а
outside
к
and
ней
then
докапывается такое вот говно.
a shithead like him starts bothering her. Beyond grumbled, upset.
Сам ты
I'm not a
говно!
shithead.
Ну и я такой,
And here's where I
раз!
come in
И
and bam,
спасаю.
save her.
Ну, чё-то Бяш совсем
But
бездарный.
Yasha turned out to be a shit actor.
Давай-ка ты маньяком
How about
будешь.
you become the creep?
Я?
Me?
Ну а чё?
Yeah, you.
Как по телеку показывали.
Saw it on
Маньяки
TV.
вообще
Serial
всегда
killers are
тихие,
always
скромные
these
люди.
silent. I'm being accused of being a serial killer.
Вот прям
Shut
как
that.
ты.
Just like you.
А благодаря Катькиным
And thanks
сплетням,
to
все в
Kya's
школе думают,
gossip,
что
the whole
именно
school
ты
thinks
Бабурина
you were the
кокнул.
one who often caught her in.
Давай,
Come on,
соглашайся, Тох.
Toha. I felt relieved. Nothing criminal. Just a scene for a girl.
А что делать?
What do I need to do?
Ты же видел Бяшина
You
кривление?
saw Byasha's antics, no?
Тип, идешь ко мне,
You come
борзый
in at
такой,
me all
можешь
brave.
разок в
You
печень
even
заехать,
punch me in the stomach.
а я тебя тип херак, и в
And I'm
сугроб.
like, ha, ha. And you fly into the snow pile.
Ну, давайте попробуем.
Well, let's give it a try, I guess. Remember livened up.
Отлично.
Nice.
Бяша, меняешь пол. Ты теперь
Yasha,
тёлочка.
change of plans. You're a little girly now.
Гуляй.
Oh, what the fuck? Walk! He just started dragging his feet along the snow ground vigorously. I'm a girly, a pretty girly. I'm on a walk.
Тоха, действуй.
Your move, Toa. Went towards Rumka, fighting an urge to smile. He hit his hand again, putting on a stern expression. A 5-star actor.
Она моя!
She's mine.
Рискни!
Let's see you try. I tried, threw a punch in the direction of my friend. My knuckle barely grazed his leather coat, and Rumka suddenly fell. Not from my laughable poke, of course, but because he slipped on the ice. He plopped on his back with his full weight without even a chance of getting a hand out of the way. Oh! Did he break his hand?
Ой, бля!
Fuck, wait.
Да погоди
Pull.
ты, не дергай.
Не сломал?
Did you break anything? I carefully worked
Да
his
нет.
wrist. Not
Ушиб
probably
вроде.
just a bruise.
Лед приложить нужно.
You should put some ice against it, eh?
Тебя, мудака,
Rather put
приложить
your
нужно.
moronic head against the wall
Об стенку
and
пошел.
smack it as hard as I can. Rumka was already laughing as he got up and gathered the flowers.
Да,
Well,
если я так
if I
при
go
подруге
flying
не
in front
вернусь,
of a
можно
chick,
будет про неё
of that chick,
забыть.
I might as well forget about her.
Давай еще раз отрепетируем.
Let's give it another go. Oh, shook his head.
Вечером, как рука пройдет.
Oh,
Не хочу
no, I
опоздать
accidentally
перед
clicked.
первой
My
скрипкой.
fucking hand had a muscle spasm. In the evening, when my hand gets better. Okay. I don't want to fuck up in front of the school's first violin.
Договор...
I sounded mid-word. A switch flipped in my head. It all made sense now. I remembered Rumka constantly sneaking glances at Polina. I remember his scrawly handwriting in the questionnaire. Why didn't I study it more in depth? I felt like somebody hit me over the head with a giant hammer, making me sink into the ground. Polina. She was the main character of this play directed by Rumka. And I landed the role of the third wheel. I mumbled hesitantly.
Договорились.
Alright.
Вот это я
Now
понимаю,
that's what I'm
команда
talking
Вольтрона.
about. Just like Voltron's team.
Один за
One
всех,
for all,
И всех
and
на
all
одного!
on one.
захлопни.
Shut it.
Если вдруг тебе понадобится помощь,
If you ever need help,
Можешь
Natasha,
рассчитывать
you can
на
count
меня.
on me.
а теперь бывай.
See ya.
Вечером мы к тебе
We'll visit
заглянем.
you in the evening. Damn. That's crushing. The aftertaste of the horrible water I drank down with my meds was lingering in my mouth. My thoughts were focused on Polina. But the play, where I was assigned the role of the villain, was also on my mind.
Да, ага, да.
Wandered around the house, feeling intoxicated, nodding at everything my sister said without trying to discern her words.
И у них был какой-то праздник, и они там поделки лепили,
да.
делали
I was talking
всё
non-stop,
поделками.
at
Нужно было
times
сначала
lifting up her
принести
arms and
природные
laughing,
материалы,
only to be
листики
suddenly go
всякие
quiet
там,
and give me a
потом
mom's
ещё
signature gnarly
шишки, и потом они
look.
А?
Inked out of the prison of my own mind, where seething thoughts pecked at my brain like harpies. How do you know what harpies are, kid? Stopping me from coming back to reality. I stared back, where I looked like a mini version of our mom right now. Well, to be precise, she looked like the person Mom turned into when we moved here, with her intimidating posture and her eyebrows directed towards the ceiling.
Ты меня не слушал?
You weren't listening to me, weren't you? She tried spitting out those words at me, copying facial expressions of a person she spent almost all of her free time with. For a moment, I felt like the light Oya exuded all these years waned and wavered in the wind of prolonged change. Very soon, my beautiful princess will turn into the dragon that was once guarding her prison tower. That thought was much scarier to me than any other horror sneaking up to me from the future. Need water. I'm parched as shit.
Оля, прости,
Sorry, Oya.
ты же не
I
сердишься,
didn't want
правда?
to make you mad. I
Я
just
просто
got lost
задумался.
in thought. I looked around the room, my gaze jumping from one object to another like a hungry beast, trying to find anything that could distract. I spelled distract wrong. Oh yeah.
А давай в приставку
Let's play
поиграем.
the console. Very patted, but there was a spark of interest in her small emerald eyes. The Snow Queen's ice shard inside them started thawing.
А как же второй
And
джойстик?
what about the second controller? It's not
работает же.
working.
А папе починить
And Dad has no time to
некогда.
fix it. Oh.
Можем из пистолета
We can play
пострелять.
something with the light gun.
В ковбоев или уток. Хочешь?
What do you want to play? Cowboys, ducks?
Ты лучше меня играешь.
You're better than me at both.
Да ладно тебе.
Oh, come on.
Поди целый день тренировалась,
You must have
пока меня
practiced the
дома
whole
не было.
time I've been away from home. Now burst of laughing, her heart was warm once again. How'd you
Ты
know?
догадался? Я сейчас
But
знаешь,
I'm a
какая
good shooter now.
меткая. Считай, уже
You've already
проиграл.
lost.
Не на того напала. Включай
You picked the
скорее.
wrong fight here. Come on, turn it on. I jumped towards the TV set and switched blindly around the photons, trying to plug the console cable into the antenna input. As a show started flashing on the CRT screen that armed myself with the remote to look for the channel with the sought-after Dendy signal. Dendy, an 8-bit game console that serves as the CIS region in the 90s. It was an unofficial third-generation Famicom or NES clone. Neither Famicom nor NES were ever licensed for the Russian market, so Dendy was the only popular alternative to 8-bit games during the time period. Interesting. I like how they just have random movies. I can identify like all of these movies too. What did you miss? Fat Dude's dead. I got questioned by the cops, and I found out that Romka likes the same girl that Anton
Что
likes.
дома интересного
Did anything
происходило?
interesting happen at home? It was a mundane question for me. I didn't put any actual meaning behind it. But Oya's expression suddenly changed. She lost all of the childish nonchalantness she'd worked so hard to acquire before.
Оль, что-то случилось?
What happened, Oya? My sister managed to put the cable in place and started brushing off her dust-covered hands. She was clearly looking for the courage to continue the conversation.
Мама,
Mom, Oya went silent, and after I thought I saw tears well up in her eyes.
у нее опять был этот
She had the scary thing happen to her again. We were back to the dating sim for a bit, but we're now getting, I think, back to the horror. My sister looked at me with wet eyes. What happened to Mom? She had a fit, huh? This had happened before, but it was a rare occasion. Now that we'd moved to this god-forsaken place, Mom's fits rose in frequency.
Папа принес большую рыбу.
Dad brought home a big fish.
Она
It
в
was
газету
wrapped in
была
newspaper
завернута и
and had a
пахла
foul
так.
smell.
А мама
Mom got so
начала
angry
злиться.
again, and then she took a knife.
Потом взяла-
I squirmed, looking fearfully out the window. Is that the owl?
Они начали
They started
громко
screaming at each other.
ругаться. И
I froze, imagining my little sister, so small and unnoticeable, standing in the kitchen doorway. She wasn't even trying to hide. Her parents just paid her no mind at all.
потом мама
And then Mom
ударила.
struck it.
Вот так.
Like that. Like this. Oya slightly moved her fist downward, imitating a strike.
Рыбу.
She hit the fish.
Она была живая тут.
And it was still alive,
Было
Tasha.
больно. А
It must have been in pain, and Mom. It was so easy to imagine what happened next. Riding fish with a blade between the fins, squirming some foul-smelling musk into Mom's face. Whether death got this close to my mom... Wait. Whether death got this close to my mom, be it when a person was hit by a bus in front of us and their blood was smeared all over the windshield. Or when Grandma chopped off the chicken head, Mom would always get into a weird, dreadful fit. Oh, she's seizing. Oh shit, she had a seizure. That's what they meant by fits. Her eyes would roll over. She would fall on her face like... She'd fall on her face like a freshly cut tree and start writhing just like that agonizing fish, turning over chairs and blunting out bits of scary sentences.
Папа, он
And
ей
what
помог?
about Dad? Did he help her? Oh, I shuddered as if just remembering it in her pain. Yes, but at first,
Он
she started laughing, Tasha. Oh, fuck. Oh, this is terrible. He let an evil laugh when he saw that my mom was in trouble. Call an exorcist. But then he cried. Oh, yeah, story made me raise an eyebrow. It seemed like the forest oozing madness had not only completely consumed our mom, but also infected our strong and courageous dad. I quickly stepped towards Oya and locked her in a tight embrace. She dug her face into my chest, and I could feel my shirt becoming wet.
Зачем они так
Why are they
издеваются
bullying each
друг
other,
над
Tasha?
другом тоже? Они
Are they
сумасшедшие.
crazy? I shuddered, unable to justify the actions of her parents. I had run out of words, and all I could do was hug Oya even tighter. Oya screamed and hid behind me. That's not cool TV! Turn it off, quick! No matter how many times she saw this intro, she would always react the same. Just like when she saw that owl. I mean, it also got goosebumps every time that the ghostly face appeared on the screen, and I immediately complied with message request. I just had a stroke. The idea, TV company logo depicting a ceramic head of a Chinese philosopher, Gao Zheng. I think it's Gao Zheng. With a three-legged toad on the top of his head. It instilled horror in the whole generation of the 90s kids in Russia. God damn! Yeah, that was a cheap jump scare. It didn't quite get me, but it was just like, oh shit, that happened. Alright. I had a feeling something was about to happen. Can I do anything else? No? Alright. Putting in the console. We're gonna play some video games. Finally, the game selection screen showed up from the cartridge that was bundled in the console. Too bad most of the names here were just different levels of the same game. I picked up the gray rectangular controller and started looking around the pixelated letters to find a familiar English word for duck. It's just duck. It's background music from the menu soothed Oya's mind. She's asked in a calm voice,
А как твои
"How are
дела в
things at
школе?
school?"
Да вот,
I
завел пару друзей.
made a couple of
наверное.
friends, I guess.
Ого,
Wow, a
целых
whole
двух.
2 of them.
Везет.
Lucky.
А ты говоришь, лисичку видел?
Didn't you say you saw a fox?
Ага,
Yeah,
ее
her name-
зовут Алиса.
She knows Alyssa. No. Oh, I'm gonna lose Oya, aren't I? I immediately felt uneasy when my new acquaintance was mentioned.
Откуда ты знаешь?
How did you know?
Она
Did
так
she
сказала.
tell you?
Да, когда с
Yes, when Mom
мамой
and I
ходили
were throwing
выбрасывать.
out garbage,
ещё
she also
говорила, что
said
спасла
that
тебя.
she saved you.
Спасла?
Saved me? I remember my fight with the delinquents in the forest, and the mysterious whispering from the thicket. I remember the fleeing Simeon and the horned giant towering over me with its outstretched hands. All that time, I could feel Alyssa's unseen presence, as if she was watching me from behind the crooked trees. A smile stuck on her ginger mask. I shuddered, chasing away the delusion.
А еще она
Did
что-нибудь
she
говорила?
say anything else?
Нет.
Nuh-uh.
Мама так быстро
Mom
вернулась.
came back so
Я её
fast. I
хотела
wanted
с
to
лисичкой
introduce them, but the
познакомить, а
fox
та уже убежала.
had already run off.
Ты ее не боишься?
Aren't you afraid of her?
А почему я должна
Why
бояться?
would I?
Алиса
Alyssa's
добрая, такая
kind. She's so fluffy
пушистая и
and pretty.
красивая. Не
That's how
то,
I
что
get you.
сова.
Unlike the owl. What if Alyssa's evil and the owl's actually a good guy? What if that's going on? I plugged the light gun into the second controller port, listening to my sister's laugh.
Юля первая!
I go first! It only seems fair. Oh, do I have to watch her play? I'm gonna drink water while she's doing this. Oh shit! Oh, I can turn it off. I'm a bro, let's go. I'm gonna kick her ass. Oh, I almost missed that. That was almost bad. I'm still beating her, but... No! It keeps changing direction.
Считай, это я тебе
I
поддалась.
was going easy on you here. I could just turn it off at any time, I think. Oh! What the fuck? My mouse is doing a funny thing. I can turn it off at any time. I don't want to turn this off. I don't want to make her mad. Oh! Oh! They got faster! Point and click. Ah! 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 You're so fast! Fuck! Holy shit! Kicking her ass.
О, это ты
Oh,
виноват,
it's your
что
fault I
промазала.
missed. Boo, it's your fault I missed. Okay, I'm starting to feel bad. Why does it only give her one round? Ah! Oh, fuck. I just got my ass kicked. Ah! What do you mean? Why is it so fast? I'm aiming at it. Okay, I got one. Fuck! What do you mean? I'm definitely shooting them. I am sweating.
Неситова! Ты
This
ближе
doesn't
к экрану
count.
стоял.
You were close to
Я
the
с тобой
screen.
так
I'm not
больше не
playing with you
играю.
anymore. Oh, fuck. I should have lost. I should have made her feel good. Only managed to get through to me for the third attempt. Anton, there's a call for you. It's a girl. I sobered up and in an instant rushed down the hallway.
Не споткнись, смотри.
Watch your step. Grabbed the phone, pressed it to my chest, listening to my mom, looking at my mom, shrugged, and then went into the room, gathering the toys thrown around by Oya. What was the name of the achievement? Meanie. I'm a meanie because I bullied my sister by beating her in a video game. I should have let her win. I feel bad. I shrugged and went into the room, gathering the toys thrown around by Oya as she went.
Алло?
Hello?
У твоей мамы такой молодой
Your mom
голос.
has such a young voice.
А, ну да.
Well, yeah, I
Она
mean,
сама молодая.
she is young. Oh, good. The dating sim has started again. Are you busy right now?
Нет, что ты.
No, of course not. Only she knew how costly this conversation could be for me. What risks I took on just answering this call. There was a pen and a shabby notebook lying on the nightstand. I picked them up and started making the tip of the pen. Wait, started moving the tip of the pen across the paper, producing chaotic doodles that always ended up turning into hearts.
Я прочла твои ответы.
I read your answers.
А тебе действительно Кармен нравится?
Do you really like Carman?
Мне, если по
I
правде,
like Russian
русский
rock
рок
more,
больше
to be
нравится.
honest.
Но я почему-то
But I
постеснялся
was
это
too
написать.
embarrassed to put it there for some reason. Yeah, we're back into the dating simulator. Hey, watch your words. None of that.
А хочешь, Антоша, и я
Do you want to honestly wait? Do you want me to be honest with you too, Antasha?
Конечно.
Of course. Pen drew the outline of a girl's face, her eyes, and her long eyelashes. Elsa spoke in a hushed voice, probably to keep her grandmother from hearing.
Здесь ужасно
I'm bored to
тоскливо.
death here.
Дома?
At home?
В поселке.
In the village.
Здесь никогда ничего
There's
не
nothing
происходит.
going on here, and
А
if
если
there
происходит,
is, it's
то
always something
никакая.
nasty.
Дело даже не в пропавших.
It's not even about the missing kids.
Здесь
There's
музыки
also
мало.
almost no music here. Okay, just use the Portuguese Okay.
Но у тебя же кассеты есть.
Do you have your cassettes?
Я не про записи.
I'm not talking about the audio records.
Я про
I mean this place's
голос
voice.
этого места. Он не мелодичный.
It's not melodic at all. It's rustling like a record player needle, and it just squeaks and moans from time to time. Gado. I've never heard that word. It feels uncomfortable, suffocating. I don't know how else to explain this. Gotta itch my head. My pen tip drafted a house surrounded by tall trees. That's my house!
Кажется, я от тебя
I think I know what you mean.
Моя сестренка
My little
говорит, что
sister
чувствует
says she
себя заточенной
feels
в
like a
темнице.
prisoner here. Wow, it just got detailed. Me too, but I love Grandpa. I don't want to abandon him. Something I just want. Sometimes I just want to escape so badly, somewhere very far away. Into the forest, I thought half-heartedly, to run under the falling snowflakes that make your fur white and the branches that hide you from prying eyes.
Я, когда рисую,
When I
будто
draw, I feel
путешествую.
like I'm transported to another place.
У меня также со скрипкой.
It's the same with me and the violin.
Убегаю по
I ran up. Wow, that's a detailed knife. Holy shit. Take Polina into the forest. Oh god, that's how she's gonna die. I'd rather take the other bitch, the one bitch into the forest, the one who's a complete asshole. That I can't think of her name at the moment. I ran up the bow. I ran up the bow straight into the sky. I realized the drawing of a butterfly knife. I crossed it out. I realized it was thinking of Romka ruined my mood. Should I tell her? Should I warn her about his plan to seduce her? I could throw a wrench in those plans. What about our Voltron team? They may not be my best friends, but we're still buddies. Who would I become if I betrayed them? Oh no! We gotta save this. I don't know who to pick. Oh no, do I pick a girl or... Yeah, bros before hoes, I guess. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Bros before hoes. Yes, Romka did act horrible from time to time, but he was unfair towards others and manipulated the weak. But something told me that friendship wasn't just a word to him. Team Voltron, that's the achievement I got. Didn't I wish that to make friends in this new place, even though they were as monstrous as the ancient forest scenery outside my window? I lifted my glasses, rubbing my eyes.
Поскорее
I
бы
wish I
уже
could grow up
повзрослеть.
faster.
Думаешь, будет проще?
Do you think it makes life easier? The doorbell rang before I could reply. My gaze stumbled upon the door. Oh, I wish I'd come pick me up for the rehearsal. And I was supposed to help them lure away the girl I liked.
Полин, подожди минутку.
Oh, wait a moment. Took a couple steps and pressed myself into the door. I go hang outside, illuminated the porch, and I could discern two short silhouettes through the frozen peephole. I'll put the cat dragged in.
Подождите, я
Please
сейчас!
wait a moment. Please wait. I'll be out in a moment. Ran to the phone and picked up the headset.
Мне надо бежать.
I need to run.
Мне тоже.
Me too.
Спасибо, что выслушал.
Thanks for lending an ear. My ear vibrated at the buzzing sound. I lowered the headset onto the phone and stuck a peek at the staircase. Mom, engrossed in her favorite TV show, didn't hear the ringing. Put my shoes and my hat without warning anyone and slipped into the dark winter evening. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble for just leaving. I blinked under the... getting used to the twilight. The wind plucked at my cheeks. It carried the cold, resinous smell of the coniferous trees. I know that word. I just having a stroke trying to say it. Coniferous trees in the forest. Freezing air crackled somewhere in the field. Two shadows loomed in front of the gate. I could only recognize them as my classmates because of their heights. I walked towards the fence, listening to the howling wind and the squeaking snow. One of the figures moved and slowly glided towards the thicket like an ice skater. I slowed down, touching my glasses, and tried to trying in vain to adjust my vision to the surrounding darkness. Worry landed on my shoulders like a weightless snowflake. A snake woke up in my belly, started writhing. I felt nauseous. I thought about home, the flimsy fortress behind my back. Oh yeah, we're sitting on the second floor of the warm house in front of a TV watching the adventures characters in Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara. I don't know. I really didn't want to be a part of Rumka's plan, but what I wanted even less was going there to the place where a double shadow was waving in the wind.
Ну что, да,
Why
стрёмно.
so slow, eh?
Мы тут
We're
замерзли.
freezing out here. Yasha's voice was trembling, and the restless Rumka was letting out a cloud of steam. He looked deep in thought and in
До
love.
костей продрогли.
We're freezing to the bone, eh?
Шевелись!
Move it!
Да иду,
I'm
иду.
going. I heaved a deep sigh and walked forward, kicking snow piles. Biasha froze in place, facing the toga. He was a hand's reach away, and I put my numb wrist on his shoulder for some reason, probably to make sure it wasn't. Fuck. That was cheap. That was not fair. Pointed beak was directed at me. Sewn in the feathers in the form of an owl mask. Fucking heart. What's up? Oh. Something wearing a bird mask was staring at me. Hoo-hoo. To the bone. The voice sounded exactly like Biosha. Yeah, I'm scared. But there was somebody else hiding behind the feathers and the cardboard. I was sprinting away as if someone had whipped me. The masked creature only pretended to be Biasha. They wanted to lure me out. I was running like crazy, drowning in the snow. The house in front of me was rapidly growing. The yellow light in the window granted me hope. My mom and my sister are there. My salvation. I couldn't hear anything from behind me, as if nobody was chasing me. Maybe it was because owls can fly? Yeah, a lot of the game it's been a lot of reading, but it's a good story. It's a very, very good story. It's very good. I was also climbing the porch when I noticed another figure. Oh, fuck. What are those noises? From the soot-black shadow of my house, a scruffy wolf cub crawled out and stood in the way. Its movements were jerky, chaotic, as if it was performing some terrifying dance, or convulsing during a stroke. Dear God! And even though I could clearly see that the wolf face was a mask, something in this werewolf's convulsion made me freeze in place. Perhaps the drool? The boy in the wolf's costume rubbed his side against the porch post and fell to his knees. He bent his back so hard that I expected his spine to crack. The beast's eyes shone, but he didn't attack. He kept crawling around and running on all fours. Shit. I shifted my feet, my mouth agape, trying to keep him in my line of sight. Something was tricking me from the slit of the mask. Vicious drops fell to the wooden planks. There we go. Now we talk about it. Alyssa is going. Yeah, I bet she's going to appear. She already talked to my sister, so saliva. Something unknown force pushed me in the back, whispering me to save myself. The fence was flashing by at the edge of my vision. I was running. Who just giggled at me? Who the fuck was that? I was running in the direction, in another direction this time, towards the toothy edge of the forest that smelled of pine. My heartbeat measured time. The wolf boy growled behind me as if he'd forgotten his human nature. Grr, grr. My right leg got stuck in the snow-laden cavity. Harry Potter. He could look like Harry Potter. I yanked it out, cursing under my breath, and fell to the ground. Clustering snow prevented me from standing up, from flopping myself against anything. But my unbound thirst for life helped me get out of that trap. Darkness was creeping closer, like a toxic fume of burial pyrus. I ran again, gasping for air. The sting in my sting in my throat. Yeah, they're like chapters. We're on the third chapter of this. I've posted the other ones on my channel on YouTube, but yeah, we're on the 3rd chapter. There's a lot that's going on. My hair swayed in the wind. I lost my hat when I fell down. My ears were now hot from the freezing cold, whilst most of my body was still sweaty. The field finally ended. After realizing that I was running into the forest wasn't the smartest decision I made, I dove into the line of trees. I ran without stopping, my face covered with one of my palms. I didn't want to close my eyes to some random branches. Or I didn't want to lose my eyes to some random branches. Me trying to read song. It's like an animated book. I make choices here and there. I've made decisions. I have several decisions saved of like different things that have happened so far. So I want to go back to them and get the achievements for them. That's pretty much the idea, and see what happens when I do those. I didn't want to lose my eyes to some random branch. Branches whipped my clothes, picked my skin like a butcher, pricked my skin like a butcher's that were herding a pig into the grinder. A knot of roots sprouted from the ground and grabbed my foot. I ramped into a scratchy branch, slid down its base, and looked around in a panic. There's Alyssa! Oh, she's back. Kinda. Not as intense as a Tall Tale game, which does remind me, I do have The Wolf Among Us now, and I will be playing that at some point. Yeah, with the decision stuff, yeah. Phew, you're so fast. My first desire was to dash towards her and hug her. Oh my god. I do know what the Tall Tale games. I bought The Wolf Among Us not too long ago, and I'm actually wanting to play it at some point. My first, yeah, okay. I resisted it, squeezed myself even tighter into the pine. What are you doing
Что ты
here?
здесь делаешь?
This and that. She was holding the hat I lost. I don't trust her, bro. She's helped me, but I don't trust her. There's something shady going on with this fox. I don't know. It's the first time we've seen the wolf. I don't know if Alyssa's evil. I think she is, but I don't know yet. Working part-time and lost and found. Put it on, or your ears will freeze and maybe even fall off soon. She giggled. I squinted in suspicion and shifted my gaze back and forth between her and the hat, scared that Alyssa might be holding a severed head or something even more sinister. The wolf? Yeah, I haven't, no, yeah, this is a fox. The wolf was the one on the porch. I had just seen the wolf for the first time. I've seen Alyssa before. But in the end, my hat turned out to just be my hat. Or to be just my hat. Is there anything else like... Okay, I'll take it. I took it, pulled it over my forehead.
Тепло.
Feeling warmer? I didn't reply.
Там во дворе были какие-то
There were
дети.
some children in the yard.
И что?
And
Покусали тебя,
did
что
they
ли?
bite you or something?
Нет.
No.
А чего же ты убежал?
Then why did you run away? The answer was obvious, but after rolling the thought of my tongue, I muttered. On my tongue, I
Не
muttered,
знаю.
I don't know.
Обещал
And why did I
не
promise to
обзывать
never
тебя
call you a dunce again?
дурачком. А я обещание
Oh well, I keep my
исполняю.
promises. She called me a dunce without saying. She walked up to me, grabbed me by the elbow. I sensed a familiar aroma of mint, orange, and burnt sparklers. I wanted to lean into Alice. No, now we're just calling her Alice, to savor the minute detail of her smell. Why do I get the scent of every goddamn person I encounter? What the hell?
Со мной ты в
How many times
безопасности.
do I need to tell you? You're safe as long as you're with me.
Я твой друг.
I'm your friend. It's not showing up right now, but I think it's because it's dark. But I could be wrong.
И они.
And they are too. Quickly turned towards where the fox was pointing. The kids with the mask appeared at the clearing. At least they looked like the kids since they were all pretty short. A wolf boy, an owl girl, and a bear boy. They all huffed and gasped for air, clearly tired from all the running. I thought you fell through the snow. Started digging around and couldn't find you. I bet these are the missing kids. I bet all of these are missing kids. And I didn't care enough. Something tells me that this right here is probably Simeon. Or this is Simeon.
А ну как
You
получается?
see, if you're
Если
dumb, you
дурак,
run away
то
and dig.
бегай да копай.
The beat is scariest. The beat, yeah.
А если умный,
And if you're smart, you
подожди,
wait
пока
until the others get
другие
tired of running
набегаются,
around and
накопаются
digging.
и устанут.
Look at the teeth. Yeah, the teeth are kind of creepy.
И уж тогда заводи разговор.
Then you start talking.
Как я рад!
You're a rat.
Дегенерат!
The mask moved. That degenerate.
А?
Huh?
Не обращай
Don't mind
внимания.
him, he's a
Он со
weirdo.
странностями.
I stood there stupefied, my mouth agape and my hand dangling helplessly. I had no idea how to react to the words of these late-night guests, but I managed to squeeze out something resembling a smile.
Вы просто меня
You
напугали.
just scared me, that's all. There's her eyes. There they are. There are those deceptive eyes. I think this is Simeon, because he's a fat boy. Look at that. Look at that belly. I'm pretty sure that's Simeon. Do you know how long this... I have no idea how long the game is. We're about 4 or 5 hours into the game. It's a pretty long story, but it's pretty good. I stared at each other somewhat. Some even snorted, as if I was saying something funny. Yes, yes, the fox is right.
Это он.
He's the one.
Нет, это
No,
наш!
this is our... Have we finally found him?
Наш
bunny.
зайчик.
Those kids. Yes, he looks the part. The wolf boy started wagging a part of his costume like it was a tail in excitement. Reversed.
Ну, конечно, ты
Of
первый!
course, you were first.
Это волчик раньше всех почуял
Wolfie here
зайчика в
was
тебе.
the first
И
to
рассказал
sense the
нам.
bunny in you. He told us about you. He's the one that rushed my fucking window.
Здравствуй.
Hello.
С нашей совушкой
And
ты
you already
знаком
met
не
our
понаслышке.
Hootie here
Не такая уж она и
before.
страшная,
She isn't that scary, is she?
Да, наверное.
I guess. She was on my windowsill.
А этот улыбчивый
And the
бугай,
smiling
медвежонка,
big guy is Teddy.
ты лучше с ним
Be
поласковее.
mindful with him, or he'll chew off your head.
Зачем это?
What?
Да.
I see you
Смотрю, ты
also
чувство
dropped
юмора
your
где-то обронил.
sense of humor somewhere on the way here. Why? What is happening? I'm so these are kids. These are kids. And I don't know who they are. One of these is Vova. One of these is Simeon, and there was a third name that was mentioned, and it's one of these two, or it's this chick who's the third one. I was still unsure the particular little animals had the best intentions in mind, so I hid my hands behind my back, trying to look away from the gaping hole in their carnival masks. So put her hand on her side in a theatrical manner. I can't read. Somehow managing to wink with her fox mask.
Когда в следующий раз придем, будем
The next
звенеть
time we come,
колокольчики,
we
чтобы ты не
ring
так
bells for
боялся
you.
нашего визита.
That way you'll be less scared of us, of our visits. Do you even have any bells? Do we even have any bells?
Чур, я звенеть
I won't
не
be ringing.
буду. У меня лапка болит.
My paw hurts. My smile was no longer fake.
О,
Ah, you show us your
показал.
teeth.
Это
That's a
добрый
good sign.
знак. Не ожидала,
I didn't
что
expect you to
смогу
find
тебя
this fun.
рассмешить. Я думала,
I thought it
это
was
под
a
силу
emotion
только
reserved
Диснейленду.
strictly for Disneyland.
А
How
ты
did she
это
know about the
знаешь?
Disneyland thing? I haven't told her shit. How do you know that?
Да так,
I
прочитала
read about
кое-где.
it somewhere. No fucking way. I just had a fucking realization. What if Alyssa and oh god, what's her name? I forgot the girl's name that my character likes. What's her fucking name? I can check. We're backlogging this shit. I gotta figure out what was her name. What was her name? We scroll. No! Oh, there it goes. Let's see here. I just talked to her like a minute ago. Polina, that's it. What if she's Polina? Because she read about it. What if she's been Polina the whole time? And that's why we've never seen Alyssa and Polina at the same time. I'm super curious now.
Про меня?
You read about me?
Про клюв от воробья.
Aren't you funny? No, about
Disneyland,
Disneyland, Garden. You can read human?
по-человечески.
Зря я, что ли, в
Do you
школу
think
хожу
I've been
день ото
going to
дня.
school every day for nothing? And then she sang in a conquitish voice.
Как детей не
I've never
замечать,
seen
как
Barack
мечты их
Obama and
развенчать.
Bin
Учат
Laden
в
at the same
школе,
time.
учат в школе, учат в школе. Крепко
Oh god,
накрепко
where do you hit the
ловить,
kids
с
every week?
детства слабеньких
Friend.
чморить. Учат в
Me,
школе,
local
учат в
school, of
школе,
course,
учат
and
в
in your
школе.
classroom. Oh god. I let out a cautious laugh. What were the words of that song? Because I missed the first one because I was reading your message. Where you learn about neglect, where to get your dreams all wrecked at our local school, of course, and in your classroom. That's terrible, but I see the point. Oh my god. My new acquaintances didn't seem scary anymore. On the contrary, they looked friendly and welcoming. There was something about them that attracted me. Just like these clearings, the moon, and the snowflakes that fell backwards from the ground to the sky as if someone was rewinding a tape. The mask of the kids got close, and I felt their touch. They gave me friendly taps, felt my clothes as if checking whether I was real. There was no animalistic malice in their touch, only pure childish curiosity. For some reason, I thought to myself, I can trust them. Snowflakes just kept floating upwards. Nobody will hurt you anymore. Right.
Пусть только
Yeah, if
попробуют.
somebody even tries to. The fox gave me a slight tug and busted out
Ну
laughing.
что, Тоша,
Well then,
убежишь
Tasha,
с воплями?
will you run away
Или
screaming or
с
come
нами
with us?
пойдешь?
Куда?
Where to? To the amusement park. I don't like that the mask changed. It actually kind of creeps me out that the mask will change shape. At the moment, Taiga's deceptive silence was broken by the sound of a distant flute. It's the flute again! The one that we've heard about twice now. Mesmerizing and alluring. It brought about the ring of crystal glass and the whispering of a fresh winter spring. If I had any doubts before, the flute song scattered the last of them. Flute song scattered the last of them. And I started following my new friends before I could even make my decision. My legs carried me of their own will, and the tunnels made of pines stepped apart. Bushes bowed in front of our procession. Everything looked dreamlike. Because even the clearing we ended up on, I saw in my dream. The flute soared up in the treetops like a fantastical bird. Forest buddies, woo! Let's go! Snowflakes floated up in a spiral. The moon painted tree branches with silk. I'm actually loving this, like, description. Like, this is actually kind of cool. Alyssa gasped in amazement. I was also in awe. I tilted my head backwards as far as I could. Hoot, what a sight.
Очень красиво.
It's so beautiful. The wolf howled in agreement.
Это мелочи.
This is nothing.
Я покажу
I can show you
гораздо больше,
much more.
если
I
захочешь.
still don't trust her. If you want. I did want. I wanted to see what the fox girl saw with her eyes hidden in the semi-dark of her cape. Now I didn't feel weird about these masked kids. I felt weird for being the only one without a mask. I felt like I was naked in the January wind.
Скажите, а зачем вам
Why do you
маски?
wear these masks? I trembled, but I wasn't scared. Trembling wasn't caused by the cold. It originated from a particular anxiousness, the anticipation of something
А
amazing.
тебе зачем?
And why do you ask? I touched my cheek.
Но я без маски.
I'm not wearing one. I
Обожаю
love human
человеческие
tails.
сказки.
Human nails.
Человеческие
Human
дрязги.
bells.
Я же говорила,
I've already told you.
все жители
All the
поселка
villagers
носят
wear
маски.
masks.
Только скрывается
It just-
за ними. Отнюдь не
It's just you won't find any humans underneath them.
И даже я?
Even me?
Ты
You're so
такой
clumsy, Anton.
рассеянный,
I don't remember
Антон.
giving the bear my name, but I guess you would know that. We've already found your glasses once already.
и шапку.
And your hat. Oh my god.
И твою
And your real...
настоящее лицо.
Where did she get the mask? I had that hidden somewhere. I looked at the mask. The fox was holding out to me. Oh wait, no, I left the mask in the woods again. I forgot. The bunny mask was looking like a silver ingot under the moonlight. I was curious to see the world through its slits. Can I not do anything else? I can only take it. Suddenly, fighting in a way through the flute melody, it came to me. The glasses they were found were in Simeon's possession. My new acquaintances must have known what happened to him, or even worse.
А куда подевался Семен?
And where did
Что с ним
Simeon
стало?
disappear to? What happened to him?
И с остальными детьми?
And the other children? The bear and the owl looked at each other. The wolf curled into a ball, and the fox lowered the pointed nose. The one who was kept in a cage.
Тот, кто
The one who
мелко-мелко.
cuts into pieces. Rawr, rawr.
Тот, кто носит
The one who
кожаное
wears a
лицо,
skin face.
забрал их.
Wears a skin face took them.
Умел бы я креститься.
If I knew how to
крестился.
cross myself, I'd do it.
Хотите сказать, это был
So you're saying it
человек?
was a human?
Чем ты
Are you
только
listening to
слушал?
us?
Разве можно
How can
назвать
you
такого,
call
как
someone
он,
like him
человеком?
human?
Одно слово.
There's just
Хорош.
one word for him. An adult. No! Anything but an adult. So easy to get lost in the adult world.
Убийцы,
Killers,
жестокие
cruel
преступники.
animal trainers, and cold parents.
Лучше об этом вовсе
If
не
I
думать,
don't
чтобы
want
не
to get
грустить.
sad, better not think about them.
Не знаю, как вам,
I don't know
но
about
мне
you, but I
печалиться
definitely don't
совсем
want to
не
be
хочется.
sad.
И я сегодня какой-то
Somehow,
негрушный.
I'm also not sad today.
Антон,
What about you,
Okay.
Anton?
Huh?
Huh? I was lost in thought, staring at the pines, trying to pinpoint the location of the flute. I was unsure that the person who played it was standing right behind the piney stockage. Someone tall, going over the bushes in the flute with their long fingers.
так что?
Like
Сядем
now, are we going to
тосковать
sit
и
and be sad or
займемся
have some fun?
отдыхом.
Алиса хотела что-то
Also wants to show
показать.
me something.
Давай начнем с
Let's
самой
start with the
сладкой
sweet
части
stuff.
программы.
And took a handful of candy from her pocket and handed them out to each of the kids. Cover shuffled, the smell of pineapple, coconut, and melon wafted through the air. Her fingers in my mouth. This is weird. Last treat, a chocolate-covered wafer Alyssa put right into my mouth. My tongue was engulfed in spiciness. That was strange. I don't like that. Felt like my body was covered in fur and small sparks were running along it. I chewed the waffle and the chocolate, gulped them down, enjoying the vivid taste.
Спасибо.
Thanks, Spicy Bob. It's time to put on the mask. My gratitude was barely audible because my lips were already touching the inside of the mask. I didn't even notice how I put it against my face. The papier-mâché was warm. The mask stuck to my skin, giving it a nice prickle. The kind when you dive into a hot bath after being outside in the winter, when you lie there and purr from the soapy water. I have never done that.
Говорила же, это твое!
See? I told you, this is yours.
Мое.
Mine?
Чего стоим? За
What
нас
are you waiting
веселиться
for?
никто не
The fun
будет.
won't have itself. You're right. Melody kept swirling in the field like a hurricane. I couldn't wait to release the energy, the heat that this enchanting music was filling me with. Where'd it go? It stopped. The owl jumped and disappeared into the sky. I heard her laugh from somewhere above, and then she landed back, huffing and sighing.
Ты так можешь.
You can do it too. Give it a try. I followed suit. Holy shit! My feet tore off the ground and I flew towards the stars like a rocket, screaming in happiness and seeing my friends down below. This is the first time I've seen them in color. The wind helped me fly. It felt like I was jumping on a huge trampoline. Stars looked like vivid sparkles that could reach and look up. Yo, color! I'm seeing in color! The moon also got closer, and then I plunged. I got scared that I'd break my leg, but my soles landed softly on the ground and I regained my balance.
С нами ты в
You're safe with
безопасности.
us,
И все твои
and all
мечты
your
станут
dreams will come
явью.
true. This sounds too good
Я
to be
так
true.
счастлива наконец
I'm
обрести
so happy I
тебя,
finally found you,
зайчик.
Buddy. In a fit of merry laughter, I realized the most important thing. These four are not a threat. My real enemies, I felt that were every single hair on the mask, were those who knew nothing about magic. Humans from the village. Oh god, we're rotating. Get rotated, nerd. I also realized how alive my surroundings had become. I'd heard the dry grass under the snow moan. I saw faces of the trees and the stars. The trees were smirking and the stars were grimacing in fear. Oh, what the fuck? That's right, be scared. I'll jump up to you and I'll snap my teeth and let out a jubilant laugh, jumping up along with the fox. Wow, this game got vivid all of a sudden. We flew higher than the tallest pine and stayed in the air. I swirled, Alyssa followed my rhythm. I knew that she was smiling, so I smiled too. And the flute just kept playing, carrying us higher and higher.
Ты чё, опять в
Hey.
облаках летаешь?
Got your head in the clouds again? Not with you around, I thought, trying to unglue my chin from the desk. My muscles felt slightly sore, but that feeling was pleasant. I just realized this game's been in black and white the whole time, except for that. That just came to mind that was the way it was. The whole class was wondering about, for some reason, whispering and passing notes to each other. Faces looked like discolored masks to me, bleak and boring. That's why the game's been in black and white the whole time. Ugh. I yawned, remembering the time I was soaring high above the forest with Alyssa by my side, laughing and squeezing my hand. Probably, it was all just a dream. Because I didn't walk back from the forest, I just woke up in my bed on a normal morning with tea and medicine. Still, I was hardly worried about trying to find a rational explanation for my night dance. Bruh, the game pulled a FNAF on you. It did. That feeling of flight was much more important. Knowledge of how I was feeling to hang in the air above the treetops of majestic pines and baring my teeth at the moon.
Ну чего?
What do you want?
Чё? Пока
What do
ты
you
носом
want?
клевал,
While you were
Катька
nodding
пропала.
off, Katya went missing. Ooh, the bitch is gone! The bitch is gone! My sleepiness was gone in an instant. I frowned in suspicion.
Как пропала?
What do you mean? It can't be. The bitch is gone! Oh my god, the bitch is gone!
Катя!
True Detective 3. Thanks for completing episode 3. We're deeply grateful. The game's playing the early... It's still in early access! There's... What? Oh. You can't do this to me! You can't do this! They can't keep getting away with this! No! Oh my god. And now the full pack is here. Okay, so I found something out. As the game kept going and I was meeting these characters, they were appearing on the title screen. And I thought that was cool. So from the beginning, it was just the mask. It was just this mask. The second phase, it had the owl in the corner, and I didn't realize it. When I met Alyssa, she appeared. And now that I've met the wolf and the bear, they're here as well. The title screen has been changing as I've been playing the game. And I came to my realization upon starting the stream that it has been updating the title screen each time that I get through something. So let's see. If I was to click load or whatever, no, it didn't save. Okay. Just when he was finding out that. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, dude. Oh. This game's awesome. This game was... this had a great story to it. I do not care that there was animals like animalistic humanoids in it. I think the story was great. It was a dark and creepy game. I'm probably going to, in my free time, go back and like get some of the other achievements just to see the other endings. If you guys are interested in that, like, let me know. But like, I'm not gonna do it now, but I might do it some other time later on as like a little thing to like figure out what other paths I could have taken. This game's, I think this was a great story. This is the first time I've played a game that has this much text in it, and I've had to read as much. Fuck, it's only 2:30. Shit. I'm probably gonna end the stream so I can put this on the YouTube with the other ones, so that we have a progression of all of them. I will leave a note in the Discord on what I should play next, or if I should play with some other people. And if you guys enjoyed this, you know, check out the other episodes on the if anyone finds this, check out the other episodes on the YouTube, because I do have the full thing, and I am gonna put them into a playlist eventually. But yeah, we're gonna end the stream here. I probably will start streaming again in roughly like 30 minutes at most. Yeah, devs did do me dirty. I didn't realize this game was still early access. Though I'm super excited for the next patch, or the next chapter, whenever they come out with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Peace.